Just an invitation I wanted to give tonight as well is there is a desperate longing in my generation for spiritual fathers and mothers. There is a longing like no other for those who will intercede for the healing of a generation and who will be a shade over their boldness. I remember just before being with Winston in South Korea with Lausanne last year, I went to the south of France for a time of retreat and was just looking out over the hills. And the Lord showed me this vision. And in the vision, I saw these young people lining the hills. And they were from many different nations. They came in all different shapes and sizes, different armor, and all were ready to follow the Lamb and respond to a call. And as the image developed, I saw the spiritual fathers and mothers. And they were stood behind the younger leaders and they had their hands on their shoulders. And I could hear them saying things like, "You've got this. I'm with you. I'm not going anywhere." And I knew in that moment that if it wasn't for those spiritual fathers and mothers, a lot of the young people would be tempted to turn around. You know, they would fall behind, they would flee the battle lines. But these fathers and mothers were there to say, "Not on our watch." And so I feel like I really want to say to those of you who've been interceding for revival longer than I've been alive, please hear from me that we need you, that it is impossible for this generation to fulfill the call of God without spiritual fathers and mothers who will be there as a shade for the boldness of this younger generation, who will be there to honor, to uphold, to listen, to lift hands, to protect, to shield. That is the desperate need and the desperate cry of this hour. And so I don't know what a time of response looks like on this call. Perhaps Winston and Katie, others, David might have an idea. But above anything else, I would just love for us to take a moment and perhaps to ask the Lord, Lord, are there people in different generations? Are there some of these Joshuas who are being invited to take the land that you're inviting me to come and stand alongside right now?